for his loss. In particular, he blasts HometownCleveland.com, an online news, opinion, and blog. They have published several stories alleging corruption and malfeasance within the Bradley County Sheriff's Department. Tim Gobble says he is sticking with the high road and won't comment on what Gilley claims. He says despite HometownCleveland.com, he earned the victory.
We had a great grassroots effort campaign, John, and I think that people were focused on the issues. We talked about a number of issues regarding the management and administration of the Sheriff's Office, how to streamline that and better serve the public, save the taxpayer some money, and how the sheriff can be more accessible.
So what about the folks at HometownCleveland.com? What do they have to say about the sheriff's comments, and what do they have to say about the race in general and their particular role in this race? You'll hear from them coming up on News Channel 9 at 6, and you may be somewhat surprised at what they have to say. We'll see you then. Reporting live from the Bradley County Justice Center, I'm John Plus, News Channel 9.
John, thank you.
After 20 years of service, a heated campaign, and a stinging upset, Bradley County is now looking for a new top cop. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. There's been a lot of controversy over the past few months involving alleged wrongdoing within the Bradley County Sheriff's Department.
Sheriff Dan Gilley says that's part of the reason he lost to Tim Gobble yesterday. But he also points to a local website where he says things are being blown out of proportion. And John Pless is live in Bradley County right now with more on what Sheriff Gilley is saying about outside influence and the power it has on politics. John?
Well, Kim, if you ask outgoing Sheriff Dan Gilley about it all, he'll tell you the Internet played a major role in his defeat, and in just 4 months from now, he'll be leaving the Bradley County Sheriff's Office. He says in large part because one website played dirty politics.
We've got an online news service here in Cleveland that is just scurrilous. I mean, it's probably the worst piece of trash that I've ever read, and it apparently influenced some people's thinking.
Defeated Sheriff Dan Gilley is fuming over HometownCleveland.com, an online community news and opinion page. He places much of the blame for his loss on this site, saying they support Tim Gobble.
He might choose the word blame. I might embrace the word credit.
He ran a bad campaign. I'd like to think that we had some influence on that election, but honestly, it was a bad campaign.
J. Michael Leonard and Perk Evans ran several stories on their website alleging corruption and malfeasance within the Bradley County Sheriff's Department. They even ran several anonymous postings from people claiming to be within the sheriff's office. Leonard and Evans say the power of the Internet and blogs like theirs are changing the political landscape.
People talk over their back fences. They talk at the water cooler. Well, they're gathering. This is a community site. They gather and they talk. They talk freely.
Tim Gobble says he doesn't want to get into a soundbite volley with his former opponent or with anyone else posting comments on the Internet. He says he won the sheriff's race because he earned it.
I think that with technology, it's certainly a new form of information, a new area of information that people have access to. But I think this race was won on a grassroots effort, people being out in the community, word of mouth.
Gobble says he's going to focus on the general election in August when he faces Democrat Chris Watson, a former deputy and now truck driver. Meantime, no apologies from HometownCleveland.com.
If we're able to play some small part in the march for justice, then that's a role that we're happy to play.
And Mr. Evans says he and Mr. Leonard stand firmly behind the stories they have published on their website. Now, politicians and those who shape political campaigns in the last couple of years have become very aware of blogs or news chat sites. On one hand, anybody can say just about anything. On the other hand, though, this is an exercise of free speech, and you do have to consider that several major mainstream media outlets have broken investigative stories based on information they have gotten from some blogs. Something to think about in the 21st century. Reporting live from the Bradley County Sheriff's Office, I'm John Pless, News Channel 9.